Welcome back to another episode of the Sweet Shots podcast. This is Lucas Johnson alongside Mark Johnson and Chuck Johnson. We got another great show for you today. And our guest today, joining us on the telephone, the CEO of the Minnesota Section, Jeff Drimel. Jeff, welcome into the show. Thanks for being here.
Hello. Sounds like the Johnsons are taking over. It's nice to be on. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the first time someone, has mentioned how many Johnsons are sitting around here. I don't know. We probably haven't
three
had
amigos. Yeah, well, we all bring something different to the podcast. We're not exactly sure what it is, but
Haven't figured that out yet.
we haven't figured it out. The common denominator, last name Johnson, but we have a lot of fun with this, JD. It's something we've been doing for probably about a year, and we talk all things golf. And when it comes to big golf events coming up, the Ryder Cup, it doesn't get any bigger than that. I have mentioned a few times on the show that I'm going to be there. These guys are rolling their eyes. And we brought you on, JD, because you're going to be there in a pretty special capacity. So I don't know, Lucas, you probably had a whole intro that I just stomped on.
Well, yeah, not necessarily stomped on, but we were going to get there. I wanted to pump up the Minnesota Section a little bit.
Well, let's talk that first.
We got two Minnesota Section members here, and we got our CEO on, so we were just going to kind of break that down first. So
No, I'm the only member.
Well, I'm
You're
an
not a
associate.
member.
Yeah, I'm not a member yet.
You hear that, JD?
I'm getting there.
That is correct. I just checked, and that is correct. Mark, you are the only one in the Johnsons right now.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm working
Put you
on
in your
it.
spot.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I need my bosses to give me some time to get that bookwork done. So,
JD, talk to us about your role with the Minnesota Section PGA as CEO.
Yeah,
what does that entail?
Thank you. Yeah, so thank you. Again, I'm a fan of your podcast. I appreciate it. You guys are very entertaining. I love it. I'm in a very lucky role. I've been a PGA member for 35 plus years, coming from the green grass side, being a head professional for many of those. I transitioned into the admin side of things and was very lucky to be offered the job of CEO of the Minnesota Section 4 years ago. And I will start off by saying this. I don't take it lightly, and I certainly could not do it without the team that is already assembled and the pieces we've added to our Minnesota Section PGA staff. They are some of the best people in golf. They're organized. They're self-motivated. And again, I could not do any of that without them. We come to work every day with a little mantra, members first, but others too. So whether it's in the way of junior golf offerings, charitable events, we're getting ready for our Bad Pants Open coming up next week, our section tournament operations, communications, you name it. It's just been an incredible experience. And again, couldn't do it without the team. We love serving our PGA members that are not only in the Minnesota state, but North and South Dakota and Western Wisconsin. And I try to really make that a focus of any communications that we do out there, because, the name of our section is one thing, but it encompasses a whole region. And coming from Bismarck, North Dakota is my first head professional job. I'm very sensitive to that. So we love representing our entire membership in our region, who are all part of the Minnesota Section. So thanks for having me on.
Well, you've done a great job doing that, JD. And I think because of your time in Bismarck, you get us. And, we're out here doing the same thing guys in the metro area are doing, but we have some different challenges out here, and they have some other opportunities that we don't have, and vice versa. But you make it a point, you road trip here, you play in the event, Dakota chapter events, you're at our meetings. So that doesn't go unnoticed. We really appreciate that. I have a quick question. How many members do you represent? How many PGA professionals and apprentices do we have in this Minnesota section?
Yeah, we're close to 600 members.
Wow.
And members and associates, I should say. So, that encompasses, again, a big region. We've got, it's nice to see a little incline in participation and a number of associates coming through. So the young studs and studettes like the Lucas Johnsons of the world can get to get their PGA membership and join in our section activities. That's what we like to see. We do need a new generation of PGA professionals, both men and women. And so we're starting to see a little incline in that. So that's good. And it helps having, families like the Johnson family. You've got Lucas. I've got my daughter, Kate, who's a PGA member. And the more we talk about it, there's quite a few PGA members that have said yes to their children getting into the business. We know it can be challenging, but it certainly is rewarding and enjoyable.
Excellent.
Very cool.
I was just thinking facilities. I know, there was, you and I have been doing this long enough, JD. We've seen kind of the call and need for growth of facilities. And then the industry kind of retracted a little bit, maybe after 08 and things. What's the status of golf in the Minnesota section as far as facilities go? Are you seeing growth? Are we at a healthy level as far as supporting jobs and supporting golf at the same time?
Yeah, we're pretty unique in the, with the 41 sections of the PGA of America, we're pretty unique. We have a huge number of golf facilities that we have a large number of facilities, period. We have plenty of growth opportunities where a lot of these facilities do not have PGA members currently at their facilities. And I was a big proponent when I was a career consultant to, let's try to put a PGA member in every facility as much as we can. Frankly, there's just too many facilities. We don't have enough PGA professionals. So I would say the state of golf in our Minnesota section and the region is excellent. I have not heard of many courses closing down. There is rumors that there's a couple opening up. And so I think golf and all, when COVID hit and we thought golf couldn't get any busier or it would start trending down, it's remained very high. I mean, I talk to our PGA professionals every day and it seems like they are busy every single day.
Yeah. I mean, even just seeing it here in the avenues to grow the game, I think have just exploded since COVID. I mean, it's just been really, really fun to see. And we're unique in our position here as far as what we can see as far as intro to the game. But then you look at, the facilities around where, their increased traffic has just been on an upward trajectory for years. So
yeah, it's been a challenge, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure the PGA members in our section are tired of me asking to get facilities involved, but you talk about growing the game and the next generation, and our junior program is setting records every year with numbers, but with that comes challenges. We need places to play. Mm-hmm. I remember, the 20 years I was at my club, I would say yes to a junior event every single year. I thought that was part of our club's mission and something we needed to do. We need more PGA professionals to go to the tables, to their boards and their owners and say, this is good for the game. Yes, we may not be making the same amount of revenue on this day, but let's build some new golfers that'll be here for the long term.
And that's a real challenge with this demanding, with the uptick in whether it's a private facility and the members are playing more golf after COVID, or even the public facilities and the pressures they're feeling. So that is a big challenge. But with strength in numbers, there's certainly many PGA members at their facilities, and it doesn't mean they have to do one every year. If they can, great. But otherwise, if they can spread it around, there's certainly enough facilities. JD, we actually hosted here because of that late spring, miserable spring.
Yes.
We hosted a couple high school events here. We did North Dakota Class A, Class B, and a JV event where they played stroke play at Torrey Pines. And our software allows for a medal play event. And the kids had a blast. And, of course, they couldn't get on the golf course. Would they rather have played Edgewood that day? Probably. But at least it was something. So if you're looking for a facility next year to throw a little fun golf event, we'd certainly – LJ, what do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I'm all in. I was going to bring up as the last point, the junior program that the Minnesota section puts on is phenomenal. I grew up in it. I'm a little biased. But, I mean, it's just the opportunities these kids get to play. And like JD, you had mentioned, the records that you guys are setting now. I mean, there is that drive, that hunger for the game of golf, and it's awesome to see at the junior level.
Well, Mark Johnson, you've always been an innovator. I'll give you that. And yes, we will come to Sweet Shots and have an event. That would be amazing.
Sounds great. That would be great. And I tell you, the kids had a good time. They did. Great time. And and you know what? We identified the best player each of those events. Mm-hmm. The software. It does a really good, and it's a ball striker software.
Yeah,
because of course we're not putting JD. We're actually hitting pitch shots to fixed targets based on virtual targets based on how close you hit your approach shot. But it does identify our league golfers. Players. It identifies who played the best that day. So,
well, when you said putting was not a major factor, you had me excited until you said pitching. So I'm still out.
Ben Hogan would love this format that we play. He would love it.
We always joke with our league members that come summer you're going to be begging for a 50-yard pitch because that's all the putting that you do here. So, well, JD, I tell you what, not to pivot too harshly, but we got you for a short amount of time. We want to get to the real meat and potatoes of this interview because like Mark alluded to, we've got the Ryder Cup coming up And if I'm not mistaken, you're a part of the legendary, and I'm hoping I get this right. It's the American Marshals group for the Ryder Cup. And for those that don't know, that's the group you see on TV and all over with the American jerseys and Viking hats. That's correct, American Marshals?
That I will not confirm nor deny that I may be a part of that group, but in 2008 we were at I say a couple member friends of mine and I were at the Ryder Cup in Valhalla, and it's kind of funny. We just actually got done filming of episode 3. So if you go to YouTube and do episode 3 Ryder Cup, it talks about the fans. We're a big part of that, which is kind of an honor and a little embarrassing at the same time. But in 2008, we decided that, the Euros were singing, they're having fun, and the Americans were sitting on their hands. We needed to do something about it. So that spawned the Ryder Cup Vikings at first, and then we rebranded ourselves in 2016 for the Ryder Cup at Hazeltine, and that's when I changed the horns, and we made it all USA, red, white, and blue, and so this will be our 8th consecutive Ryder Cup that 13 of us, plus alternates, will be going to Rome. We're very, very excited about it.
Wait, so time out. Plus alternates, in case one goes down with a bad hammy, or what's the ultimate? How's it?
There again, allegedly, we have lost a marshal for the night, or somebody has gotten a little too tired to serve the next day.
Sure.
It was kind of funny. At Whistling Straits, we had... it's a very selective list, but we have over 100 alternates on a list, on the waiting list. And one of the guys had to go to a wedding in LA. So he literally flew out of Milwaukee for the day to go to the wedding. And we brought in an alternate. So our numbers weren't skewed for the Thursday or Friday of the Ryder Cup. So we do bring alternates.
Love it. That was kind of one of my questions is there like a rigorous tryout process to be an alternate? Is this like you guys host tryouts every, you got to run, 40-yard dashes, see how far you can get to save spots? Or is that like, what's the tryout process look like here?
Yeah, the nice thing is we're a very inclusive group. It doesn't look like it, but we invite any and all people to be part of our group. Probably the most important characteristics is you probably shouldn't be a very good singer, because we're going to sing a lot and it's going to sound probably pretty bad at sometimes. So you'll just fit right in.
And that's fun. So we were looking, you guys have your own website. It's the American Marshals. And on there you have a song tab, and it looks like it's specific to Italy. Are these like each time you guys come up with new songs? Like, are you guys writing these yourself? How does that work?
Yeah, we do. One of our guys is a song composer, and when we have our meetings and maybe have a few beverages, we start adding words and rhymes to different things. So we keep our song sheets. When we travel, we keep them pretty limited because we like to know what we're singing instead of trying new things. But we've got a couple really cool things planned this year for Rome, and it's going to be a blast.
So that was my other question. You guys do this is like you guys have having choir practices at your meetings, right? I mean, you gotta know them if you're going to sing them.
Oh yeah, you have to rehearse, and everybody's required to know a core 6 or 7 song medley. This year's been kind of interesting. We've got everyone is going to be assigned a player, and you have to come up with a verse to "That's Amore."
Oh wow! Love
nice.
it. That's great.
So if you want, I'll get my little sneak preview. I think I have Justin Thomas again, so it's going to sound something like when JT is the pick and he gets points so quick. That's Amore.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's good.
Love it. Brilliant.
And when do you sing their first verse for the player, and then everybody's got to chime in with "That's Amore."
That's
good.
So is that walk-up music when they come through the tunnel to the first tee, or what? How are you hitting them with that song?
Oh yeah, we try. Well, it's a little difficult when we're on foreign territory because they'll let us sing for about 30 seconds, and then the other 10,000 people will come right over the top, which is great. We love it.
Yeah, and that's
it'll be.
Oh, I'm sorry, JD, to interrupt. I was going to ask that question about the interaction with the Euro fans, and I know that they've, like you said, they were vocal before your group came along. How does that go back and forth? Do you have like off the record meetings with them? Hey, we're going to do this. You guys do that, or is it all organic? Can you just read the situation?
Yeah, it's all organic. We will, when we get to Rome, we're going to meet Teddy and the Guardians on the Wednesday night prior to opening ceremonies, just to have it's like seeing your family at a reunion every 2 years. And so we'll get with the Guardians and talk. And each Ryder Cup, we work on at least one song that we sing together. So we're working with Guardians on that. So when we started or they started, we can chime in with it, and then we can get the entire crowd into the music and things. The other thing we like to do is we like to endear our host country. So we will have a couple songs specific for Italy, and that really played well in France. We actually got a standing ovation around one of the eighth grandstand or something when we sang to the grandstands, and it was fantastic.
Well, there is some downtime at a Ryder Cup between groups or as you're waiting for things. So if you can entertain the masses, that's there's value there.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Well, I tell you what, and Captain Cal said it the best on our video in our interview. We engage fans from wherever you are. We don't care who you root for, where you're from, what you look like. I can't imagine how many photos are taken with fans of golf with the American Marshals. It's absolutely fantastic. It's really fun.
That is awesome, and I'm sure there's no shortage of stories. But before we let you go, do you have like a craziest Ryder Cup story from your experience in the last 8 years, or I guess 16?
Well, good question. I think the one that comes right to mind is we endear our captains. So, for instance, we went down to Cedar Rapids and surprised Captain Zach Johnson at his Foundation Pro-Am, and we present an official set of horns and a jersey to our captains each year. So Zach was pretty pumped that we made the trip down there. But when you look back at Paris, and if you saw those grandstands, they were to the sky. They were so high. And on the final day, Sunday singles, Jim Furyk yells up to us, "Hey, Marshals." And of course, it was cool in the morning. He had his PGA gear on, and he opened up his jacket and he did the old Cam Newton Superman. And underneath it, he had his American Marshals jersey on.
That's
so that
cool.
was
wow.
really, really special.
That's
for us.
awesome.
That is cool. How did the choice of a hockey jersey come up? I mean, that is a hockey jersey, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's any type of jersey. So when we decided to, it was literally days before we went to Wales. We thought we needed something to stand out, and the quickest thing we could come up with was, "Hey, everybody's from Minnesota. You have a Vikings jersey. Somebody go out and buy 13 Helga horns, and we'll wear our Vikings jerseys." And so we were known as the Ryder Cup Vikings for a while. Needless to say, and actually we blew the horn at one of the Vikings home openers or one of the Vikings home games one year, and they were kind of leaning on us a little. So we decided, you know what? If they're not going to come to the table, we're going to rebrand it. It's better being the USA anyhow. So, it's been an interesting evolvement of evolution of the American Marshals. And so I do the jerseys with Captain Cal. We've got our brand always on the front. And then when we go to foreign countries, for instance, if you look at that video, I said on the back, we give props to our host country. And I said, I hope this says "We love Italy," because it was in Italian. So, Amiano Italia.
Oh, boy.
Says, "We love Italy."
All right. How about for somebody that's going to be there in Italy, can I be deputized, or how does that work, JD? Can I follow along?
Oh my gosh, you walked right into this. So we actually have stickers that deputize people as an American Marshal.
Yes.
And so whether, I don't know how many stickers we go through. The kids love them. The adults love them. We deputize more people, more cameras. It's just been fun. So yes, we can certainly get you deputized in Rome for sure.
There we go. I'm looking forward to that. Make sure you take pictures or have my mom take pictures. You get
We're going to do that.
documentation.
I want to record some content too, JD. So let's try and connect somehow and see if I can't record some podcast content while we're there.
We'd love to do it. We're not hard to find, even in foreign lands. So it'll be fun. And the biggest thing is good for golf. Golf brings people together, and in these times, you never have a bad time when you're on a golf course with people from wherever they are. So we're very proud of being good sports.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Well, JD, we can't thank you enough for taking the time and being on today. And it's I'm sure we could go on for forever here talking about it. But Again, Jeff Drimel, CEO of the Minnesota Section. He's also may or may not be a part of the American Marshals. And for those watching the Ryder Cup at home, keep an eye out. As Sports Illustrated puts it, I love this, one of their articles. They put it, you got to look for the guys that are Uncle Sam meets Attila the Hun is who you're looking for out on the stands. So
probably the nicest thing anybody said about it. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. I look forward to connecting with you, Mark, in Rome, and go USA. Let's bring the cup back. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Go USA. This is the year.
Thanks, JD.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, we'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
That Jeff Drimel, legendary American Marshal, and like he said, part of it since 2008,
That's great.
Really awesome to have him on. We actually started kind of going a little longer than we wanted, and we could keep talking about it. So I'm sure he's got stories and stories. But that's kind of the theme today, gents, is Ryder Cup.
Yep.
Europe just made the picks yesterday for their squad. So on the other side of this break, we're going to kind of break it down. We're gonna talk about the Euro picks, what we think our chances are over there, and maybe take a look at some pairings if we got the guts. So
Probably touch on some local golf too.
local
Yeah.
golf,
High school girls going
Yep.
on, and college golf. So we'll
some college
touch
golf.
on that.
A lot of golf coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back after the break. All right, we are back, and gents, this one, it's not necessarily an ad read. We're going a little different here because I'm just excited about it. I'm excited about it. But with the recent update on our Full Swing simulators downstairs, on all 5 of them now, there's a contest page on Full Swing.
Yeah.
And it's the app's called Pin Seeker, and I know you guys are on it now, and this is all friendly, so we're gonna get really worked up about it. But I can't. I would just say I'm addicted. I'm just flat out addicted. And what it is, it's closest to the pin contest, but in like a DraftKings sense. Like you enter
right.
these contests based on your ability and how much you want to spend.
Yep.
And there's kind of that similar, like, okay, which contest can I be the best at? Because there's various yardages and stuff. And then there's a payout based on your finish. And then you got monthly points, and based on your monthly finish, you get a bonus from Pin Seeker and money. I mean, I can't. It's hard to get it all into this one, but it's essentially a closest to the pin contest on your phone.
Yep.
Nationally with other people.
Right.
And it's just, there's free contests too. You win some swag. You get vouchers to play. I mean, it's
not just on your phone though. You're actually hitting shots.
you're actually
into the
hitting.
sim.
Yeah, you're actually hitting shots, and you're at the different courses. You're at TPC Twin Cities and Scottsdale
Virtually.
and Muirfield virtually.
It's hard to
Leveraging
explain.
Yeah.
But guys, I mean, I'm all in. This is gonna make winter fly by. Every day you get free ones.
Yep. That's
then-
what I was just going to say, LJ. It looks like
Jeez.
there's new content, new contests every day.
Every day.
So you could, hey, come today, play those contests. You could do some free, or you could do $1, $2, $5.
And that's just it. You're playing $1.
Yep.
And you can work yourself into, I mean, if you want to get crazy, there's $100 entries, but I'm not there yet. I'm in that $1, $2 range.
And how
But
many shots? I suppose the contests vary, but
it does. Yeah. I mean, there's dollar ones, you get 10 shots. There's,
Okay.
some of them get 3. And generally with the least amount of swings is the higher the payout because it's more difficult.
sure.
So if there's
And then
some
there's a
that-
leaderboard for that contest to indicate where you
Yep.
stand on for the day,
and that's fun
and
to
you can
watch.
monitor that on your phone. Go, hey, I'm still in third.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
cool.
good.
So again, it's leveraging the 5 simulators we have. You have the ability to play it on any of those simulators.
Any of them.
Cool. Very cool.
On Full
Awesome.
Swing. Yeah, and it's great. And I know we're working with Pin Seeker, trying to get ourselves kind of on the map for to be a venue for them, or we're in the works with them. But man, is that fun? So that's kind of my offhand read.
Come check
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, it's fun. I could see a day where we're doing Pin Seeker League.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Agreed.
talking with Taylor is her name, but they're working on their end for us to be able to create events instead of all these are Pin Seeker generated
Sure.
right now, but venue generated
Got
events.
it. Yeah. Love it.
I think when that comes along, that's gonna be big.
Cool.
That's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
All right, so let's get into some golf. Some golf. I know we were going to talk about the local golf because there's been a lot of local golf kicking off. The first one that comes to mind, Gabe Benson taking down college.
Cobber.
Yep, for Concordia, and I know
Yep.
Concordia had as a team showed they were tied third
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
their event.
That's right.
Is that
Augsburg.
Augsburg?
Mhm.
Invitational. Yeah.
Augsburg Invitational. Gabe shoots 66 in the final round to take
Wow.
it down. And I was fortunate enough to play with him on Sunday at the North Dakota Open, and he put up a nice number, a little 70 at home track there, and kid's got game.
Yeah, what do you like about his game after playing with him? Not that you had your hands full that day.
He's a straight ball hitter. It's not like he's not Gordon Sargent out there, which shout out Walker Cup team come from behind win at St. Andrews. But he's not a Gordon Sargent where he's hitting a 350-yard 3-wood, right? He's not deep ball, but he pokes it out there and he's not in trouble a lot. He plots it around, and so obviously when you shoot a number like that, you're keeping the ball in play and you're able to get the ball in the hole, and he can golf his ball. I really like. It makes a good move at it.
So. What year is he over at Concordia? Anybody know?
I think he's a freshman.
No, I was going to say
sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Davies kid.
Yep.
Played for Davies, and Jace Johnson's over there.
Yep.
Landon Olson, I think.
Justin Lamp
has
still been over there. I think he's a senior now.
Well, I know the other guys came from Davies. A lot of Davies talent has gone over to.
Well, yeah, Justin Lamp was Davies.
Yeah.
A lot of Davies worked their way over to Concordia. So they got a nice little squad over there putting those together. And then you got North Dakota high school girls golf is in full swing. It's crazy to think about. I mean, they started mid-August, and they're not even. I mean, they still got like 5 events. I was just working with the gal from Cheyenne yesterday and walking me through all they're at King's Walk today, and it's similar to this. It's blowing
it's raining
and raining. Yeah.
That's tough.
So for all the talk about how great fall golf is, at least it's not snowing.
Yeah, but this is still better than 9 out of 10 days.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, at least it's not snowing.
Yeah,
I remember playing in Shanley. We played 2 of the 4 years at Shanley. We played Fargo Country Club in the snow. It was snowing.
Yeah, we've halted events because of snow.
Yeah,
but Rose Solberg over here on the east side of the state is kind of, based on stroke average, as I took a look at it, she's a little over 73 strokes per round. Really talented player. And Lexi Bartley is second at 77 strokes. So
good plan.
And I glanced out. Oh, go ahead.
Yep. Oh, I was just going to say Lexi just committed, and I should have looked this up, but I forget where she committed to play golf.
I saw that too on Twitter.
Shoot.
I saw that as well.
Shout out to her. Congrats on the commitment.
Anna Huddle out west. Anna works with us here at Sweet Shots a little bit.
She's going to come to. Yep.
She's going to come to NDSU. She's leading out there with about the same stroke average, 73.83. So a very nice player.
State golf should be good. I think it's in Grand Forks this year now too.
I think it is. Yep. And then Hannah Herbal, Cole's sister.
Yeah, Cole Herbal. Yep.
At Century, she's at 74.33. So some good golf. Some of those girls are playing some really good golf for sure. Something to keep an eye on here as they enter their conference tournaments and in state.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Last touch on college golf in the area. NDSU kicked off, both men's and women's kicked off their season. I know women are out at Oxbow today with their invitational. Used to be match play. It's not match play anymore. I think there's 5 teams. It's a small invite, but they're kicking it off today. And then the men are down in Iowa playing the Iowa Fall Classic, Blue Top Ridge. So they're in a 12-man or 12-team field down there kicking it off. And as much as I want to, it starts today. As much as I want to update on scoring, there's no live scoring.
That's insane.
Big shakeup in July was that NCAA ended their agreement with GolfStat, who was the main carrier for the scoring. GolfStat will still do a handful of tournaments, but not like everyone like they were doing. And it was picked up by the Spike Mark Golf, I guess, in my research. And Spike Mark website is not even up.
They got a little work to do. Infrastructure wise.
And so, I mean,
Okay.
Luckily, my good friend Nate DeZiel, who's been a guest on it, he's down in Iowa with the team. He's the assistant coach, volunteer assistant right now.
Nice.
So I'm going to bug him a little bit for some updates.
Live updates from Nate. Very good.
But, geez, talk about a shame. I mean, I don't know how you do college golf without live scoring.
Well, in GolfStat, the gentleman that came up with GolfStat, I read an article on him. He passed away. He had cancer here a couple of years ago. He really dedicated his life to creating a format to be able to do live scoring for college golf.
Okay.
So I don't know the backstory on why the NCAA
they've been doing it for like 30 years.
Would have left GolfStat, but that's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
I didn't see anything wrong with it. Anyway,
probably came down to money, like all things with the NCAA.
Yep. Neither here nor there. now that it's over. But hopefully we get a way to follow these guys, and best of luck to them. So, all right, moving on. Big topic. Ryder Cup. Europeans came out with their team yesterday. They finalized it. I don't think there was any big surprise. Personally, I don't think there was any big surprises on the team. I don't know what you guys think.
One big one. Adrian Maroc being
Yeah. I meant he was left out.
Yeah,
he's
and
won at this venue.
He won.
Yeah, he's won 3 times this
But
year.
Two of the picks that Luke Donald picked have also won there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simone.
The big one for Europe. So just to do it quickly so that everyone gets caught up. The captain's picks that you had announced yesterday was Tommy Fleetwood, no brainer there.
Yep.
Justin Rose, you had Nikolai Holgaard, Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, and probably the biggest rookie of them all was Ludwig Aberg, who just turned professional in June.
Yeah, I saw that win.
He made history yesterday, being the first Ryder Cup player to play in a Ryder Cup before playing in their first major tournament.
That's insane
crazy.
stat.
It is.
He hasn't even played in a major.
No,
It's unbelievable.
none. But the guy is crazy talented. Crazy, because actually he came from the new PGA Tour U standings.
Okay.
So he was first in that coming out of college, and so he got a 1-year membership on the PGA Tour. That's how it works. If you're first place,
Sure,
you get that 1-year membership. Went out afterwards, and it just shows the level of talent that's being played at college golf. He literally went from college golf to the PGA Tour and has made a Ryder Cup in 2 months.
we'll see.
2.5 months.
Yeah, that's crazy. Last guy to do that for Europe was the really tall guy. Did he get on the team this year? No, I don't think so. Played for Illinois. The Burn. No, he was a German guy.
Wiesberger?
No, it wasn't him.
Okay.
But anyways,
Anyway.
Europe, those picks, they're going to have, if you listen, and I watched it live, Luke Donald really talked about the cohesiveness of his team.
Yep.
It was a lot of talk of like good locker room team,
And
we're going to be one.
I think that's where a lot of it's going, but I don't think it's as much of a good old boys club as people are saying. I think the big shock to people was Shane Lowry over, like you alluded to, Chuck, Adrian Maronk.
Yeah, Lowry's struggling.
Yeah.
He didn't even make season long, end of the year.
Yep.
FedEx
So that was the big one, and I almost wonder if that's like a McElroy pairing kind of deal. You talk about like a locker room.
He talked about his passion.
Yeah.
He loves the passion that he plays with.
Okay.
And if you look, you don't have a Poulter.
Right.
All right. You
don't have a Sergio.
And you don't have Sergio. So you lose some of that, the guys that really
fiery
get it going.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was probably the biggest one, because I think in the tool I'm using today, guys, is Data Golf.
Yep.
And I really encourage people that if they like looking at stats and whatever, Data Golf's phenomenal. Again, it kind of gives you breakdowns, and the big one that I'm looking at is trends, because like I talk about going into the Ryder Cup, got to be on an upward trend, and Shane Lowry is in a pretty steep downward trend right now.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Interesting.
he might be one of the only ones. There's a couple of them
Could
that
make for a great match between him and JT.
well, that's what people are talking about too.
Who
Yeah,
can make
you
the most pars?
Yeah. Who's making the most pars? No, but yeah, that is kind of something that does stick out. And then you don't have, live guys, I think before this had about a 5% chance to make the Ryder Cup team for Europe, as opposed to like I thought I saw either like a 40 or 50% chance in the U.S. because European guys, they got denied full membership into DP World Tour, full stop. And so they just said they weren't going to. So, I mean, you're missing a guy like a Paul Casey, a Henrik Stenson, Sergio, Poulter, obviously, a lot of big names in that one.
That have been there before. For
They've
Team
been there
Europe.
before.
Yep.
And I don't know, the surprise, and he automatic qualified, so it is what it is. But Robert McIntyre, to me, I don't.
The lefty.
Yeah. I mean, he's a rookie. He did it on his own. He automatic qualified, but that was through the European points list.
Right.
Well, you got
So-
you
so-
got McIlroy. They're leaning on McIlroy, Rahm. They got
Hovland,
and Hovland, and who's their fourth heavy hitter?
Ty Hatton, Fitzpatrick
Patrick, yeah,
hasn't been as
Fitzpatrick.
strong. Yeah, I don't know. A week ago, guys, we sat here and you guys both sounded as if Europe was going to run away with this.
Well, they're very top heavy, I think. I mean, and then you look at the home venue. So I don't think in Data Golf right now is giving the Americans a 55% chance to win,
Okay.
which is like you look at the dominance that they had last year.
Yep.
In like
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep. 19-9.
Yeah, 19-9 run. I just don't see that happening again this year.
Well,
with
Luke
the
Donald
lineup that we got.
he was quick to play the underdog card.
Was he
Yeah,
really?
They're
he
like
was.
we're underdogs in our own
Really?
country. Your
Yeah.
own,
Oh, I didn't hear that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for the listeners, this starts end of the month, the 29th,
Mm-hmm.
and then goes through that weekend through October 1st.
Yep.
And we don't, I don't think DraftKings, I've looked, haven't seen anything until maybe matches are set.
I would guess
Yep.
is when they start that.
Yep. Okay. So I know you offline or off air, you were talking, Lucas, maybe of some interesting matchups. If you were to be Captain Zach, who you leaning on? Who's your big dog that you're going? I want him out there the most.
Out there the most.
Yep. Who are you thinking is leading the charge for Team US? I have my thought, but I'd
Do
love
you?
to hear your guys'.
Yeah. The most would be Spieth.
Really?
I think he's just through experience.
Okay.
And he's just kind of, I could see him, especially playing in Rome. I could see him being one of the lead guys, whether it's him or him and his partner, one of the lead guys, and just either silencing the crowd or just getting the Americans to rally,
Okay.
hit a
I like
crazy
that.
shot.
I like
You know what I
that.
mean? He's
Yep.
going to hit it
Yeah, he
3
is.
fairways over, and
Yep.
he's going to make par and win the hole.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I like that.
And he's just going to get it going. I think he's going to be out there most. I don't think he's going to be the most deciding or influential player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not going to run away, but he's going to be out there the
Yeah.
most to be able to get guys going.
Sure.
I think
I like that.
Scotty is just he's so level. He's
Yeah.
just here. I don't think he's going to be let's go boys, let's get it riled up.
No.
Right.
Right. And as I look at that, I'm not sure we have one of those. I like that Spieth call though, because you're right. He's gonna hit something unbelievable. That
I
just
feel
gets
like
it going.
Sam Burns though is kind of sneaky. Like he could explode early with a couple big he goes out and I could see him being a very fiery, passionate guy. But
Okay.
he's very reserved.
Yeah.
As it stands. So
And I would play the intimidate based on just who he is, Koepka.
yeah,
he's too stubborn to let a European just
Right.
whip him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I think
live PGA doesn't matter.
Doesn't
He's playing for himself kind of deal.
Yep.
That's a
And,
good
and as if I
I
was
like
Captain
that.
Zach, I'd pull him aside and just say, "Do the Koepka
Just-
thing.
yeah,
just
just-
be you.
You be you.
Bug him. Just bite."
Here's my
Yeah.
who do you pair with Brooks for 4-ball?
You know,
and
I
foursomes?
kind of like a Xander.
Yeah,
I kind of like a Xander. Xander's
not a Cantley.
we talked about that. I don't see those two playing together. Xander to me is just so steady. Just he can get it going. And I think
You can't pair him with Koepka with anybody he's ripped over the years. Because he's kind of like if
Yeah.
you're not in that segment of a major championship that he thinks he's got to worry about,
right.
you take that because he's just said I show up to major and I
Yep.
know there's like 12 guys
Yeah.
I got to play
Yeah.
against.
Exactly. I'm
Beat
beating
80%.
70% of you.
So with something like that, if you're the do you say okay, I got to put him with a heavy hitter?
I think so.
So
I
he
think
just
so.
respects him.
Like
Yeah,
a
I
Wyndham
mean-
Clark. Is he
I'm feeling more of a Homa.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
okay?
I feel more of a Homa there because Max. I think he could be a sneaky weapon too. I think he's going to be super passionate. First Ryder Cup.
Yep. I
You
love
know,
Max.
he got
just-
emotional in L.A. He's
Yeah.
gonna.
Love it.
Yeah, I could see him and Brooks.
Brooksy. That's nice.
By the way, did you see the? I forgot about the interview McIlroy gave at the end of the last Ryder
Yeah,
Cup.
emotions.
It was
Oh, I forgot.
tearful.
You mean after they got whipped?
He wanted to win so
he could
bad.
barely speak.
After the 19-9 drubbing?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's something.
and he put it on himself and said, this isn't going to happen again. So
Okay.
he's going to be bringing it. if he can keep his eyes clear.
All right, Mark, do you have a guy? I mean,
Well,
Smith
I
works.
think Captain Johnson's. I think he's going to throw JT out there right away. I think he's going to put him out there with Spieth right away.
Sure,
and we're going to find out.
Yeah, we are.
That is going to set the tone.
It is. That makes me a little nervous, but I think you're right, Mark.
Yeah, I picked you. I believe in you. Let's go.
Do
you
it.
got experience.
You
Let's
could also argue put him with Ricky.
Yeah,
They're part of that crew, same
Yes.
crew. I don't know that they would necessarily have the same.
Who's riding the pine for you the first matches, right? Because you
How
only
many
have
matches? You put six guys on.
Is it 8?
no 8 guys.
Eight
go out.
guys
Yeah,
go out?
I think 8 guys, 4 matches.
Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8. So you have 4 on the bench.
Yeah, is it?
I'm sitting. I don't know. I
Jeez.
kind of want to play a mind game. You put Cantlay out early to just
Set the
slow it
pace.
up. Just slow it up. You just slow roll the guy. That's a match play strategy, right? You just kind of sit there and just kind of do the whole hump
But you
thing
got to
and
find a partner that's going to tolerate Cantlay.
call him workout.
Okay.
He's not the fastest guy, but he's nice.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you could sit
That's tough.
Clark and I don't know. I just want to sit Clark and Harmon because they're nobodies.
Oh, man.
Oh,
In the Ryder Cup sphere, that was harsh. I didn't know that, but
They're listening.
Oh,
Sorry, he doesn't speak on behalf of all 3 of us.
yeah, no.
Yeah, views stated on this program doesn't necessarily reflect Sweet Shots.
That
or
was for
Mark and
lack
Chuck.
of that was a lack of better
I mean,
word.
that's harsh. The dude
that
won a
was.
major championship.
Both of them did. I know,
Yeah.
but they're rookies, and then you're looking at the
Yeah, ease them in.
I'm in. Okay.
or you go the other side, and you get them out there with a partner to ease them in
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with the big name partner.
it's gonna be fun. So that's what a captain's doing right now. They're just running through
100%.
all these scenarios
Great.
every day. They wake up. Okay, what if we did this, this, and
Yep.
this?
Yep. I
And
love
then-
it.
Yeah.
In the spirit of being fair, after that slip up, talk about Shane Lowry's steep trend. Justin Thomas takes the cake. I mean, I'm looking at this.
Is it
thing.
steeper than?
Yeah, he's below. So like, there's an average line, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Dadagals gives.
Yep.
Shane Lowry is going towards that line. Justin Thomas is well below it.
Okay.
So, in the spirit of being fair, that's
Okay.
tough. That's also tough for Brooks is looking down too, but he's a major contender.
Yeah. He doesn't care if it's not a major.
Yeah. So I think, truth be told, I'm feeling a little better about things after I see their team. They've got 4 rookies.
Yeah.
They're
So do we.
yeah, but their rookies seem to be like more rookie.
Well, yeah, the Robert McIntyre rookie, based on point qualification, I just wonder how that's going to play. You know, like if you're Luke Donald, you almost go,
Well, nice job.
yeah, nice job, but
But the tour was watered down because
yeah,
a lot of our guys that would have been gaining those points were playing live. So good for you. But it's I'm not as nervous. I think it's going to be it's going to be great competition, and it's who's hot. It's whose putter gets hot. You know what team gets hot, and it seems like Euros for the last
Don't miss.
30 years have had
Ugh.
hot putters.
Yes.
it's like every
So-
time during the Ryder Cup.
Not every time we crushed them.
Yeah, I know. But
So-
they still
so-
make putts.
Okay. So can we let's start with who are you predicting before we get any points? Maybe we don't even need to do points, but I'm going US.
Based on what happened last time, I think if you absolutely said, hey, you have a wager to make, you need to pick a side, I would go with you. I'd say, yeah, I think we're more talented bunch of guys.
Mm-hmm. LJ?
You think you can win on talent?
Well,
You don't have enough talent to win on talent alone.
Uh,
No, I mean, I'm looking at some of the history as far as playing in Europe, and they haven't been particularly close.
no, we haven't won in 30 years.
Yeah,
well, I
30
know
years.
that. I mean, the closest one, I'm saying close, like a contest.
but we didn't
The
have this
closest
talent.
one was Celtic Manor in 2010. We lost 14.5 to 13.5. But that one, we kind of revamped the structure of the team to go a little younger and such. I think it's going to be a close one this year.
Yeah.
I think 55% chance in Americans' favor is generous. I think it's closer to 50-50. And I would think Europe's probably going to take it.
You're pulling this off.
Well,
They're
based
going
on
Europe.
But it's
based on
close.
data,
But it's close.
Yeah, based on
Okay. So
history.
you're making your pick.
I'm saying history and the way Europeans play on their home soil.
Yeah.
I mean,
There you
we got talent, but we also have 4 rookies that are traveling over to, and that's another thing. Like if you're traveling across the pond, as they say, do you take more veterans as a captain's strategy?
Yeah, I would think playing foreign soil, place you guys don't win much. Or do you just change it up and bring a bunch
And
of
you
guys
just
that
go-
don't know better?
They don't know anything. They're just playing around the golf. That's true too.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to say,
I'm going. Are you putting points on it
yeah, I was going to say it's not going to be as big a drubbing, but it's going to be something big. 17-11.
for U.S.?
Oh, no. That would be
Yep.
earth-shattering
I
based
think
on the
we're gonna
last
see-
30 years.
Really?
We're going to see Rory
Well, yeah.
crying again on Sunday because the team got drubbed.
Nope. I'm hoping I'm on the. I hope it's a close match. I hope we prevail. I think if we do win, it's going to be really, really close. A tie stays with who's got it.
Yep.
I'm seeing something like that, and I'm on the 9th green or 18th green watching it happen.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm closer to like a 1 point European victory. I don't know the exact points that I'm going to put on it. It'd be something like, what is it, 15-14 or something like that?
I don't know what it
15
is.
and a half, or it's a half.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to
There we
be great golf, hopefully, that you can watch. I'm going to be rooting hard. I just don't know that, like, I think a ROM closer is what it's going to come down. Like, ROM's match, whether it's against Chef or whatever, I think that's where it's going to come down to. And I just don't know that we're going to be able to close it out this year in Europe.
Okay.
I'm hoping. I would love to watch history.
I wonder what's going to happen with the television times, because it's
Yeah.
like 8 hours difference.
Well, but you're going to get the same TV schedule that the Open Championship gets.
Early morning, 6 a.m.
You got to get up early to watch it live. Otherwise, it'll be replayed.
okay. Yep. 6 a.m. 2 p.m.
Ooh.
over there.
I was going to say,
So their morning matches are starting at like
Yeah.
3 in the morning.
yeah, I'll be able to watch U.S. wrap it up and then flip over, watch the Vikes dominate somebody Sunday.
Sure.
Speaking of, how do you guys feel about your fantasy team? I know we had one draft last night.
It's that time of year.
It is. It's
It
fantasy
is.
season now.
Yep.
Fantasy golf included still. But I personally, this is better than last year for me. Is
Okay.
what I feel like.
Okay.
And that's I'm just looking to trend upwards.
I like it.
I'm good.
You're feeling all right?
Yep. I'm fine.
I did see you were you were one of the favorites coming out of the draft.
Oh, I never saw that, but I'm feeling good about
I saw it. So I'm glad you feel good about it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN doesn't know what they're talking about though, but congrats.
Well, okay, so back to fantasy golf. When do you think, if can we research that and find out, will DraftKings offer something?
They gotta,
for
I would
Ryder Cup?
imagine for sure the week of, like they normally do. They open it up there's contests like the Monday before.
That's right.
So for
Yeah.
sure they'll do that.
Yep. Once matches are set.
And it's head-to-head
Yeah.
matches?
I'm
That's
trying
what
to
you're-
remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because you really can't draft a team.
Yeah. It's head-to-head matches, I want to say.
That'll be something to be interesting. I mean, we've got another week to kind of plan it out and see.
Yep.
And we'll talk strategy as we get closer, and then hopefully with boots on the ground, we get you.
Well, one last thought, too.
Yeah.
Is with our partner, Dakota Magic down there. I imagine that sports book, they got to have something.
Yeah.
Once the matches are set. Maybe
Now,
for
that
folks
would be
that-
fun.
Take a
Yep.
road trip
Are they
down
open
there.
24 hours?
No.
Oh,
It'd be-
man.
LJ and I talked about that.
Yeah, you
We
got to
should
get
get
in
down
on
there.
weekends.
He's going to be on Prem. You and I should road trip it.
I love it. The double on-site podcast.
I love it. In the sports book on Friday when it starts.
That'd be fun.
You and I.
I'm
Maybe
good
we
with
could
that.
do some NFL plus Ryder Cup.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
We may bring a replacement for Mark.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Well, that was a great show. Big thanks to Jeff Drimel and the American Marshals for breaking it down. Again, look for Uncle Sam Meets a Till of the Hun on your TVs. And if you're lucky enough, you might catch a wild Mark Johnson, Deputy Mark
Deputy.
That's going to do it for us here. Best of luck outside to you all. Enjoy the final month or so of golf, and we'll see you back here next week.